Hello everyone and welcome to PlumesCast. My name is Seth, aka PhantasmaPlumes, and I'm coming to you pre-recorded from the Observatarium. As always, I thank you for tuning in today. Alright, so before I really get started in here today, first things first, thank you all so much for putting up with my Sick Boy episode for Christmas. I am really sorry. I genuinely do not know what was going on with both the Foxwife and I. For the most part, I'm good to go-ish. I still have a bit of a cough. The Foxwife has had it remarkably worse, and I feel terrible. So I actually spent a good chunk of the day, because we were trying to figure out, what caused it. We've kind of traced it back to our workplace. Somebody came in, their department got sick, and that kind of spread throughout the rest of the organization. And it's just like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? Like, mind you, she just started there maybe at this point a month ago. So to have this kind of shit already happen, it's just like, are you serious? No, it did not bode well. But she is gradually getting better. We figured out, though, that when she's out and about, or when we're out and about together, she does not cough nearly as bad. But when we get home, that's when it really kind of kicks off. So what I did today, and mind you, like, leading up to this point, we've tried a humidifier, because the air has been really dry. And, like, I think that helped to some degree, because I could actually see the top of my head getting flaky-ish. But our coughs were worse. It was more painful. So we bought a humidifier. We tried that. It didn't really help things. So what I did today is I went through and I scrubbed out the bathroom. And what I ended up finding, as disgusting as this is, I found a shit ton of mold. Not like black mold or anything like that, but around our windowsills and in the bathroom, which, mind you, the bathroom was probably more soap grime than anything else, but around the windowsills, there was just, like, patches of molds that have spread out across the top part of the window, and, ultimately stemming from them not fully sealing off those windows properly. Because, when the wintry storm came through earlier in the week, we had, like, a sheet of ice on the inside of our, like, window, sitting, like, in this, like, 70, I think we keep it at, like, 72, 73, but inside our apartment, there's a sheet of ice, which tells me this shit is not properly isolated. So, no, I spent a good chunk today. After I dropped her off, I picked up some, cleaning supplies. I picked up some things for hot chocolate for later. And ultimately, I scrubbed the hell out of our bathroom. At least the bathtub itself and the shower. And then I'll take care of the sink and toilet tomorrow. Just because they're not in bad shape, really. Both of those are cleaned pretty often, that I'm not worried about that. But I've scrubbed down that. I've scrubbed down the windowsills. I've scrubbed down the windows themselves. And I think I've gotten to the root of the issue. I don't know how she's going to react to it. But if it doesn't work, we've already kind of talked about going out and taking the mattress and dragging it out and just sleeping in the living room just to see if it helps. But, ooh, excuse me. Sorry about that. So yeah, no, as you can tell, I still have the cough. She's gotten a fair bit better. She's gotten better, and basically all she says is she's got a cough too. But I feel bad for her. I think it was like a flu overall. So to everyone that listened to last week's episode, that put up with us, seriously, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully I won't have to do another sick podcast again soon, because yeah, that shit sucked. But hey, yo, what's going on? This is another live podcast. If you couldn't tell by the title up top, I am streaming this live to a live Twitch audience, which right now is quiet, which I'm kind of half and half about, because usually I got Jello, Jello or Ramu in. But, what the hell is this about? One sec. Oh, there's Jello. Hey, how's it going, buddy? But no, I usually have one of the two, and Jello just showed up. No, sorry, I just got the weirdest notification on my watch. And I'll actually talk about the app that sent me that notification, because, hello, everybody, this, actually, by the time you guys listen to this, let me double check, because I'm almost 200, oh, sorry I was late. No, you're straight, homie. Yeah, no, so by the time you guys listen to this, it will be 2023, so to everybody who's hearing this in 2023, Happy New Year! No, it's currently 12/29/2022 at 8:04 p.m. Yes, we're doing one last, countdown to 2023. And so, just to kind of like give you guys a bit of a foreshadowing to what next week's episode is going to be about, we're going to talk about making realistic goals, and setting goals for both myself and for you guys. I'm going to walk you through a couple of the goal things that I'm thinking of, resolutions, really. Excuse me. But I'm going to go through a couple of the resolution things that I'm going to do, and I'm going to invite everybody out there to voice their revolutions, revolutions, bro. My brain just short-circuited for a second. I'm like, wait, what am I doing? Excuse me. But no. So, real quick, I do want to make one mention of something that I've talked about a few times, but now that I'm feeling somewhat better, I can come in and give y'all the full 411 on it. So, if you guys listen to PlumesCast on Spotify, you actually have a feature now within Spotify to directly interact with the podcast. And I will bring that up for Twitch chat right now. But what it is... Oops, I did not mean to screenshot that. My bad. Alright. So, yeah, that's great. I don't care. So, come up here. So, now, when you guys get to... And honestly, you probably won't be able to see this super well on stream... But now within PlumesCast, like on the page for it, you guys have a Q&A page right here. So here is the listing up top, here's the description, and then right underneath you have a Q&A. Yeah, no, it is backwards. I can't I can't help you too much there. It's a reflection. So what this allows you to do is I send out a question every week that's like, for example, for the Christmas episode, it was... How was your Christmas? Did you get everything you wanted? Or did you keep things simple with some friends? Tell me about it. Because, as you guys know, I enjoy making this more of a conversation between two people, whether that's you, the listener, and me, the talker, or, chat going on, doing their thing. I want to give y'all more ways to interact with me, to have more fun with it, because ultimately when I'm sharing these stories and I'm sharing these life lessons, I like to hear what other people, think or, object to or whatever. So feel free to use that as a means of contacting me. Excuse me. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. Excuse me. Oh my God. But yeah, no. Feel free to use it. I will be putting out a question every week. I think this week's question will probably be something along the lines of, how did you feel your 2022 went? Just so that way, because I know for a lot of people, Thursdays, me doing a live recording is kind of hard for them to attend, and I can't really adjust that with the rest of my stream schedule. So, giving somebody the option to be able to, and also, too, I feel some people kind of... I guess, freak out a little bit, thinking about reaching out after a podcast is posted a long time ago. this Q&A is always open. So you guys are more than welcome to go back to, like, say, for example, you go back to an episode, you're listening to it, and you want to, have a conversation about it. Not only will it tell me which episode you guys are commenting on, but it will say, like, hey, this person wanted to, answer this question. So I thought it was kind of neat. Excuse me. I am so sorry. I did a fair bit of, resting leading up to this, and I am still committed to do the full podcast. It's just, the more I talk, the more it's just like, shit, I got a cough. Hang on. Dab. But no. Jello says he's eating corn. That was like a couple of minutes ago, but I read it and I didn't acknowledge it. I'm sorry, homie. But, hello, friends, family, co-workers, whatever the hell you are to me. Listeners, wisdomers, podcasters, people listening while eating Lay's potato chips on your couch. Hi. It is almost the end of 2022. It has been one hell of a year. And I really want to take a moment. I don't usually talk about news stuff on here, but I do want to take a moment just to absolutely laugh about this. So this happened right before I tweeted out that stream, the live recording was starting at 7:30. Around 7 o'clock Eastern time, Mr. Andrew Tate was taken in because of some bullshit that he got into on Twitter with Greta Thunberg. Now, if you don't know who Greta is basic. I think she's 19 at this point, but she's a teenager. This is a big thing. Who's a global warming activist. And has done a bunch of, has made a bunch of talks, a bunch of studies, so on and so forth, at least from what I was looking into. But she's made a bit of a name for herself. So, randomly, the other day, Andrew Tate @ Greta on Twitter, and is like, hey, I got this one, I think he said Mustang, and then he's got 2 Bacaris. He's like, these are just 3 of my super impressive cars that shoot off emissions into the atmosphere. Why don't you give me your email address so I can send you the, link or whatever? And it's so stupid because, let me find this tweet. This man absolutely set himself up for failure because Greta immediately comes back on him. Let's see. Hang on. I gotta get the exact quote. Okay. So, here's what Andrew Tate said to Greta Thunberg, my apologies. Hello, Greta Thunberg. I have 33 cars. My Bugatti is a W16 8.0 L quad turbo. My 2 Ferrari 812 Competizione have 6.5 liters V12s. This is just the start. Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. Greta comes back, yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com. It took hours, and Andrew Tate comes back, and he's like, thank you for confirming your email address that you have a small penis, Greta. The world was curious. Yeah. No, I'm talking, his name's Andrew Tate. And I do agree, you should get a life. And the funny part was, homie went and made a whole, episode of his show or whatever, talking about how the Twitter bots or some shit. Excuse me. The Twitter bots or some shit just came out and attacked him and made it seem like she was right. A whole 2-minute video. Dude went and ordered a pizza. And the pizza's the key part here, guys. But dude orders a pizza, starts smoking a cigar, starts an episode of his shit talks her. And because of that pizza, the Romania police figured out where he was. And he is now, his luxury villa got raided, and he is in custody. That is the fucking wildest thing. That you start beef. First off, this man is like 30 some odd years old. I think he's like 38, 39. I don't know. I don't care. Makes me realize that, hey, if I want to build a community, I got like 10 plus years to go. And I got plenty of time. But hey, yo, no. Dude has a fucking just shit talk fest. Gets his shit handed to him not once, but twice. And just comes back with the most bullshit, like, I know you are, but what am I? Like, preschool response. Bro, and I'm telling you this story. Because 2022 was a fucking wild year. It has been an absolutely crazy year. And, you know, this is how it's ending. Also, there is a human trafficking, like, bit that's, I forget where, but it's actually called Greta. Like, the organization is an acronym for Greta. Or of Greta, whatever. Not Greta Thunberg, but Greta, Greta. A whole different organization. 2 Gretas owned him. That is how 2022 is ending. Bro did get hit with a counter. Bro started beef with a teenager. Jello, you're 100% right. And I really just, I want to take that energy, right? And I want to take that into today. And I want to take that and just run with it. And talk about 2022 and how insane it was. Alright? Because we have seen a lot of different changes going on just within our world itself. You know, it's nowhere near 2020 in the pandemic. It's nowhere near 2021 and everybody just completely, like the Capitol riots and everything else. Actually, I don't even know if that was 2021. I think it was the end of 2020. Regardless, shit's been wild for years. The pandemic continues on into the second year, going into the third. And, you know, we've seen resurges of the COVID over in China. This shit is wild. And as such, I want to take that energy, I want to condense it down, and I want to invite you, and I want to invite everybody that listens to this to think about your 2022. Because as the world's going crazy out there, we have all fought our own battles in here, and I want to know how you guys are holding up. I want to know, like, did 2022, you know, did 2022 live up to your expectations? Was it your year? Because I'm going to be up front, all right? I've got some questions that I've written off to the side. Because honestly, I don't remember a whole bunch of what my resolutions were. I will fuck that word up a whole bunch. I've already fucked it up like 3 separate times today. But no. I don't remember what my resolutions were. But I have like my chair flipped. Ow, Jesus, Jello, are you okay? Whoo. But no. Fuck, I forgot where I was going with that. No, seriously. It's been a crazy year. The world's student loan forgiveness is the first thing that's on my mind. The midterm elections that came through. That was fucking months of bullshit coming up to it. Excuse me. And just ultimately, man, I might just call this the Excuse Me podcast after how many times I've had to say that today. But no, genuinely, all jokes aside, I want to talk to y'all. And I want to have like a genuine, honest conversation without, judgment. Because that's the big thing too, is it's easy to look at yourself and be like, I failed this. I didn't do this. Homie, let's be real with each other real quick. Talking as the voice for the silent generation. You really got to be kind with yourself when you go back and you reflect on these things, because ultimately, like I said, it's easy to just be hard on yourself, especially after the holidays. It's a tiring time of year because we're moving. We're trying to get all this stuff ready for Christmas or whatever other holidays, New Year. And when we finally have like this 1 week where we can just reflect on things, slow down, finish the year strong, so on and so forth, try to meet deadlines, like all of that, it's hard to be kind to yourself. And, this is that time of year where a bunch of predatory ads are going to start coming out, where they're going to be like, hey, you want to lose weight this year, come to, Gold's Gym, or come to Crunch Fitness, or, whatever. Or you can skip on your New Year's resolution already. Come to Crumble Cookie. Like, I know for a fact I am shattering any chance of ad deals with some of these people. Which, by the way, LA Fitness, if you want to hit your boy up, I will gladly come up with some fitness stuff for y'all. Put me on the radio in LA Fitness, man. I guarantee you, I have the fucking radio voice. I could do it. Anyway, I've been talking for like 20 minutes. I have not even got to the reflective part. So I'm going to shut up with all my stupid shit and all the giddy energy that I have. And we're just going to condense it down and let's have an honest conversation with ourselves. All right? Because this whole podcast is really going to be me talking to y'all while talking to myself. It is me reflecting on a lot of it, and I hope that when you start to reflect on it yourself, you'll listen to some of the things I'm saying to myself and be a little kinder to yourself. Because let's be entirely fair, I'm by no means a doctor, I'm by no means a therapist, but I am a human, and I'm realistic to some degree, and genuinely, I want people to be able to get all this bullshit out of 2022 and start 2023 on a cleaner, more, wholesome first step. So, first things off, I want to talk to y'all. Like, what overall, here's my first question to y'all. How do you think 2022 went? Just overall. Because I can be upfront with y'all, all right? If you want actual things that I've accomplished, and mind you, I haven't been thinking about this all day. Like, I probably should have, like I do with most other podcast topics, but I wanted to come up to it, because in reality, when you have this conversation with yourself, you're not going to be able to sit and think of all the things you've done in 2022. It's been a long year. But no, I think about it, and thinking about it now, talking about what all I've done in 2022, I think of all the things that I've done to my current environment, the podcast. I started that in February. Just streaming stuff, work stuff, friends, the sweet fox wife. Like, one of the greatest things about 2022 is I got to spend it with a woman that I adore, and now I am committed to. Which, mind you, I was already in a committed relationship with her prior to, but now I have the nice promise ring to back it up. But also, if you haven't seen it, you should totally check it out when I'm streaming. I'm not wearing it right now because I was out and about with her earlier, and we were going to see my sister, and she may or may not have approved of a promise ring. So I was just like, all right, let's just keep that a little bit to the side for now. I do have it's embarrassing to admit, but I have a glow-in-the-dark silicone ring sitting outside right now, just because it just got delivered from Amazon. Just so that way when I'm at the gym, I have something I can wear. Or when I'm at work, after going to the gym, I have something. Just something, because that's the thing. I really wanted something to say, like, even if I'm not wearing the official silver band, I want it to be known, that I'm off the market. And that in itself is one of the major positive things for 2022. I have developed an amazing relationship with an amazing woman who I love and cherish more than I ever thought would be possible for me. Now, mind you, you could go back and listen to any, podcast, and I am gushing about this woman. I could spend all of today gushing about this woman. And, I will take a little bit in the positives of 2022. That woman has pushed me so far outside of my comfort zone. Like, she encouraged me to design all this. And mind you, I'm pointing, or I'm gesturing to the people who can't see what's going on, who aren't seeing the VOD, who are listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or whatever, to the office. I have never had an official desk like this. The Full Fucks podcast. Oh my god. But, no, I've never had a desk like this. I've never had a setup like this. From people that remember how Stream was in 2021 and going into 2022, back in the old apartment, like, do I still miss that apartment? Yes. But I love this setup. I love that when I'm working from home, if I need to, I can shut the door and just get to work and be focused. And then when work is done, I can get up, leave, I have a secluded off area. I didn't have that 100%. And still, to some degree, it's not 100% here because I have my games here. I have stream stuff here. Like, it's one the same. But to have, like, the ability to put up the blackout curtains, to turn on mood lighting, to have a projector going on behind me, that shit was never something that I thought was possible. And here we are. And mind you, the community itself, excuse me, the community itself has grown a fair bit as well. Yes, am I still a small streamer? Of course. But I started off on a brand new platform, Wisdom. And you know what? I'm going to take a look real quick. I'm going to make myself an honest man. And professional tomfoolery. Don't do it. View my profile. I have 152 followers on there. Now, mind you, I am also going through, and I have been I have like a shit ton of questions sitting here in my inbox, and I'm still working. If you are coming from Wisdom and you're hearing this, I am so sorry. But I am working on things from like 7 weeks ago. I have 28 questions in my inbox. I've actually gotten into the good habit, alright? Speak your piece, King. Thank you, Jello. Also, me and Jello become better homies. That's a massive part of 2022. And I think that should be epitomized. But no. I'm working on stuff from like 7 weeks ago. Getting back, I have 28 questions in my inbox. I'm going based on, I have amazing habits. Jesus. No. Ramu has joined. Hello, Ramu. But, excuse me. I'm working my way back chronologically. No, I was saying about the good habit is, am I really that big of an impact? Jello, yes, homie. Like, I love the fact that I got people like you in my corner. Because, and mind you, this is all just to gas you up for a second. And to gas Ramu up too. I love the fact that I have you guys in my corner because it's nice to have just cornerstones to build things off of. Like, if I have things I want to work on or things I want to do, I can come to y'all and be like, hey, you guys are here. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? And I can build off of that. I have people that love hanging out with me, that remind me that, even though I will be upfront, was my overall production stuff, like as far as the YouTube VODs, as far as, podcast numbers, as far as Twitch streams, I took off 3 months just because I was moving and all. I didn't need all that time to take off. I was just, in a slump. I took off. Overall, I probably missed at least a quarter of the year as far as streaming goes. And I've missed about, give or take, half the year as far as podcasting goes. I have no sense of consistency, but I'm working on that. Also, Ramu just donated $5 to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Thank you, Ramu. We're up to $60 out of $250. That is an ongoing goal. I'm actually proud about that, because that will stay throughout, time until that is fully met. And I'm proud to do that. But anyway, excuse me. God damn. I swear I was fine. And then I started talking. But, no. Please don't die, Mr. Odison. No, Ramu's gotten into the habit of calling me Thor because even though I shaved it back recently, I do kind of have the Thor beard going on right now. But honestly, no. It means a lot to have people that are consistently here, people that want to see me do better, people that, encourage me, that, validate me, that reassure me. Like, when I'm starting to struggle, you guys are here. And that is one of the biggest wins of 2022 for me, is me realizing that, hey, I got a great sense of friends. Or I got a great set of friends, I've got a great community, and overall, I've been building everything slowly and perfectly. Well, not perfectly, I'm going to be upfront, nothing can ever be perfect, but I'm having more fun with it. I've been able to revitalize how much I do podcast and the energy I bring to it and the energy that I share with everybody because of you guys. Being able to, have actual conversations, while not as upfront as I would prefer at times, it works. It makes me excited. It gives me energy to drive through and create what I think are some pretty damn good quality podcasts. And according to the viewer base, and according to wisdom, that shit's true. Now, I gotta be upfront though. In talking about the positives, you also gotta look at the negatives. Was I as innovative as I wanted to be? Nothing can ever be perfect. Shh, Seth. Mr. Blue Apron isn't going to sponsor us if we imply his product isn't perfect. Charity. No, Jello, it's a button now in Twitch. There's a button that you can hit. I don't know what that button is, because it's all hosted by Twitch at this point. God, I would kill for a Blue Apron sponsorship. I would love to do that. But no. Just talking about some of the negatives, because that's the thing too. I think when you talk about, the past and talking about, going forward and trying to do things better, you should always take positive, negative, positive. It's called a compliment sandwich by a lot of different people, but I think that's the greatest way to look at it, because you have to be able to look back at your failures and be able to say, all right, I fucked up here. Like, I fucked up royally here. This is how I can do better next time. And start off on that positive next step. So, to go back into the negative some, look, I stopped doing cooking streams. Not because I don't want to do them, but because my mic died. That was my excuse. Definitely don't tell Abraham Lincoln to be quiet. Big mistake. Oh my God, remove. Wow. No. Oh, now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Oh God. Oh God. You have made that one skit so relevant, Ramu, and I appreciate it. But no, being upfront, excuse me, I am so sorry. But I stopped doing cooking streams because my mic died. And then, with Juju's schedule going all crazy, I couldn't guarantee Fridays anymore. And instead of being upfront with you guys and saying, okay, we're going to do cooking streams on Wednesday, we're going to do this on this, I just kind of gave up altogether. Now, mind you, as we're going into 2023, they are coming back. Juju, unfortunately, has a bit of a chaotic schedule. And because of that, I'm not able to lock down on a day to say, okay, I'm going to be able to do it every Wednesday, or I'm going to be able to do it every Thursday, or every Friday. So, one of the things that I wanted to do, and again, I'm not entirely sure how I want to do this, but I want to go back to making schedules, and, I want to rebuild that, first off. And then I want to go back to making Plumes promos. Just because, and this, because you guys are going to be hearing this in 2023, and, this is more of a look back at the past and then positivity towards the future, I'm going to change the way that I've been streaming. I am still going to do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Thursday optional, because whether or not I'm able to do a live podcast, it's up in the air. That's just the nature of things. Because some podcasts, I do like being secluded and being able to thank y'all, being able to, be a little down and be a little depressive, because I don't want people in chat being like, perk up, Perkison, But regardless, I want to change the way that I'm doing streams and stick to a single game. Beat that game to completion, and then go on to the next. Because one of my fallbacks of this year is I have picked up games and I have subsequently dropped them. I'm definitely the type to beat you up for being depressed. Not like me, I'm happy all the time, loser. Shut up, Raymond. But no. It's just, sometimes certain conversations are harder to have in front of a live audience. And I don't want people to see me wavering a fair bit. Like, I'm getting more confident with it. And again, to go back to a positive, I think podcast quality has drastically gone up from when I started back in February. And I'm not just saying that just because I'm the podcaster here, you should listen to my show. No. I really do think we've had a lot more engaging topics. I think we've had a lot more conversations. I think I've sparked just a lot more communication and slowly building up a community of people that just genuinely want to see each other do better, be around for people. Because that's ultimately my goal. I want y'all to be able to come up either to me or any of the other homies in chat and just be like, "Ayo, I'm suffering. I'm having a hard time. I need to talk about this." And then go from there. Why are we like this? What do you mean? What do you mean, Aaron? But, no. Fuck. What was I? I was just on a huge... Anyway, no. Back to what I was saying. I got it. I picked it back up. So, no. I'm going to change the way that I'm currently doing gaming streams and cooking streams. So, what is happening is, I'm going to stick to a single game until it is completed. Just because I think that is the more genuine way to go about things. Because ultimately, I think I lose some of the plot between, jumping between games. And it's just not as fun. Yes, do I still want to do multiplayer nights? For sure. But we'll plan those out in the future. Or if Juju's going to be working one Saturday and I got nothing to do, hey, we'll do an extra stream and be like, oh, yeah, multiplayer, woo! Let's see here. I don't think juggling 3 to 4 games a week is easy unless you stream every day. Yeah, no, for sure. So, I'm changing it. I'm going back to a single game until we're completed with it. And I am extremely excited to say that game is going to be Setsuna of Rice and Ruin. We are going back to Blunt. And this time I'm going to be playing it on Steam. Plant game. Yes, no. We are going back to that because a lot of people have talked about it. And a lot of people have requested it. Going back to the first Thanksgiving. Basically. Aaron says, I know for me, doing one game mostly for a while has been very good for actually beating games. See, that's what I want to do. I just want to actually be able to beat some of these games and just, have like a sense of completion and feel good about myself. Oh my god, I've been talking all this time and I really have not reflected much on 2022. But I do have a series of questions that, because I'm looking down at the time, I'm like, oh fuck, it's 8:40. I only have like 20 minutes left for podcast, and then I gotta zippity zoop. But, no, we're gonna go back to Sakuna. We're gonna have fun with it. We're gonna basically start from the get-go. Let's see here. You mean your plans for the future based on the past has nothing to do with 2022? Yeah, Excuse me. So no, I'm happy to admit that, or happy to announce that. And then with cooking streams, we will be, honestly, I can't believe I've been surrounded by nerds and weebs for another year. Hey man, year 3. Let's go, year 3. But, no. Cooking streams will probably dance around, so look out for the schedule. And then on that schedule itself, you guys will have, the Plumes promo. So what I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to revamp how I've been doing Plumes promos. I'm going to do the promo and then overlay the calendar on top of it. Just so that way it all flows much more nicely. And then, because I got access to YouTube's social page or whatever, I'm going to be putting it there. And The hell? Oh. Okay, sorry, I was just having like a mini panic attack because the outro is playing right now, and I'm like, what the fuck, did I hit a button? But no, this is where last podcast ended. But that will eventually clear up, my bad. But anyway, all that to say, we're changing things, we're having fun with things, we're building things up. It's been a lot of fun, and I've genuinely appreciate every single one of you who are listening, who are a part of this community, whether this is your first podcast or 500th, which if it's your 500th, you're just re-listening to old shit, which I greatly appreciate. That puts money in my pockets. I'm going to be upfront, too. I did not think podcasts would do half as well as it did. Just up front. Like, yes, I can talk about a lot of transformative things. I can talk about self-help. I can talk about IT. I can talk about weeb shit. But all of that has come together to make a really fun podcast that I've really come to look forward to doing every week. And being able to talk with y'all and come up with stories. And, yes, we will probably go back to self-help after next week when we talk about making New Year's resolutions and, actually having obtainable goals, for sure. Probably, unless you guys have other topics you want me to cover, But I really do appreciate that people are coming back and are reaching out to me now and are saying, hey, we want to get involved with PlumesCast. We want to do this. We want to do that. Mind you, are they probably people that just want to, sign me up for some other bullshit? Probably, but I am not against signing myself up for some bullshit. But that said, also, I am changing the way VODs are being done. So I've gone back through, I've made VOD art for a bunch of the different VODs I've been sitting in YouTube. Those will start rolling out the first of the year, I think, second of the year. No, third of the year. Excuse me. Because Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, you're going to get VODs up to the YouTube channel. That way, that's doing its own thing. It's advertising ongoing streams right now, and people can just gradually do a thing. But, real quick, yes, I know I realized this is me mainly talking about streaming stuff. But I really do want to sit back and talk about some of the work things, too. Because while I am a streamer, while I am a content creator, I'm also a systems administrator. And this past year has been easily one of the hardest years of work for me. Not because of the amount of work but because of the volatility of it. You know, our company nearly got popped. It was a near miss situation. And some of that is still impacting us today. You know, we actually got a conversation from another entity about that recently because they saw it and they're like, hey, we just wanted to let you know this is a thing. Because they were about to take down a website that had our information on it. And they're like, hey, we just want to let you know this is a thing. Which I could go into a full-ass dissertation about that. I want to give just a little bit more time, just as far as a professional standpoint. Because, yes, while that data is old and while that data can no longer hurt us, it is still, in my professional standpoint, to hush up. Just because I don't want to be a vector for my organization to get popped again. Mind you, do I think that's possible now? No. Not because of me being there, but because of all the amazing people that I've been able to work with to build out a cybersecurity playbook. And I can easily say that this past year I have grown from IT admin to truly a chief security officer. You know, yes, if you look at my official title for the company, I am IT administrator. I told my boss, excuse me, after everything we've gone through this year, because I gave him a bit of shit because I gave him a bottle of whiskey for Christmas. Like, I actually gave him and the guy that I went off to a conference with both a bottle of whiskey, just saying, thank you for teaching me. Thank you for mentoring me. Thank you for, giving me the opportunities that you have to succeed and learn and thrive. Because I have only been with that company now for maybe a year and a half. Back when I started there, excuse me, I was doing a lot of stuff at once. I had no clue what I was doing. I can fully admit that. I had no clue what I was doing because my company had no sense of security, no sense of documentation, no sense, everything was kind of cobbled together. And over the past year, I have built that company to be much more secure, much more together, much more, organized. And that shit is giving me the experience I need to be able to come up on here and talk to y'all about, hey, if you're interested in cybersecurity, here's some tips for you. Like, doing that cybersecurity podcast and talking about IT in general. All in all, it was hard. There were nights where I was staying up all night long. The sweet fox wife, we were talking the other day because there was a 2022 bingo. And it's normal human bingo. What have you done in 2022? And one of the things was stay up all night. I did not have the heart to tell her because, Ayo, this is absolutely going to be a resolution for me. But I stayed up at one point about 48 hours because of the pop. I was busting my ass. I would pretend to go to sleep. Jello, I don't have my water here, but I have an Arizona energy tea. Ooh, I needed that. Thank you. Arizona, if you want to hit your boy up, one free can of Arizona, please. Bingo ain't worth that shit. That's not good enough. Well, I ain't gonna go get water. We're about done. You need water? No, I do need some water in me. I've already had 2 bottles today, but anyway, all that to say, I busted my ass this year. It has been hard. It has caused a little bit of a strain in my relationship. Not, a serious one by any means, but I know for a fact that the fox wife worries about me. When I, work, and again, talking about positives, yes, I grew a whole lot, but it cost a lot more. I was working late nights. There were nights where I wouldn't leave the office until 8, 9, 10 o'clock. And then drive an hour home. and then wake up at like 6 in the morning, drive an hour to work to do it all again. Like, I have fought hard with reclaiming my time. And even this week alone, I definitely have not improved to the level that I wanted to. I am still answering work emails, even though I'm on PTO, because I feel a sense of commitment that if I don't answer these questions, people are going to continue to suffer about these things. And it's like, I don't need to have that. I need to be able to say at 7 o'clock, okay, I start work. At 4, excuse me, oh my God. At 4 o'clock, I leave work. Oh my God. I am so sorry. But at 4 o'clock, I leave work. And that's it. Yes, do I answer some things until 5 o'clock? Yeah, because the company, the building's still up and running until 5. Really, I should be 8 to 5. But I've worked my schedule differently so that way I can go to the gym in the morning, which I haven't done that in like a month. And I've been sleeping in more, which, sleep is always good, but I haven't been doing enough of the right stuff. Like, yes, is it the right direction? Of course. But it's not right in what I need it to be right now. And in the right path and in the right, state of mind. So yes, while I have learned a lot, it is at a serious cost to me. And again, to all my fellow workaholics out there, seriously, my biggest advice is to find something to make yourself accountable. Because you know what else I have a problem with? It's focusing while I'm at work. There are certain times where my brain just turns off, and I just want to go on Reddit, or go on YouTube, or go on Twitter and talk about shit. So I have, and I've talked about this before, but I have an app on my phone called Forest that locks down games, social media, YouTube. Except if I'm already, listening to music from there, that's fine. But it won't allow me to change it, which I think is a great thing. I've got an extension on Firefox that's running at the same time that says, all right, for 45 minutes, you can't touch this. Just because one of the reasons why I feel like I gotta work more is because when I take those small 10, 15-minute breaks, to me it feels like hours. And I'm just wasting company time. And I need to stay late to make up for it. I need to work harder to make up for that. And it's not fair. Everybody takes breaks. You know how I know that? I get alerts saying people are on fucking Discord at my office. So if they can take breaks, I should be able to too. If they can take PTO, I should be able to too. And just getting myself in that right mindset to, kind of calm down and power down and relax and go on dates and have fun. Yes, there are a lot of things in this world we can worry about. The fucking recession that we're hitting, yeah, fucking blows, dude. I have gotten now into a whole new subsection of YouTube where it's all about building cabins, building tiny homes, which to me, that shit's fascinating. I love, and also, I've gotten back into my bullshit, as it were. So one thing that I haven't really talked about a whole bunch of, but back when I first started IT, I used to do teardowns all the time, which if you don't know what that is, that's basically when you take a computer that's busted and you just break it down to the little minuscule pieces and then you put it back together. And you learn what those pieces do and you learn what their meanings are and you go from there. I've gotten back on my bullshit when it comes to Japanese vending machines. Because those are the most fascinating fucking things to me. I love it. So whenever I go to a vending machine and I see a new one, I'm just like, ooh. Which, to be entirely fair, I would rather watch vending machine videos than arcade map. Sorry, arcade map, if you ever hear this, if, one day in the future, PhantasmaPlumes is a household name, just like Marky Moo, and you go back and you're listening to old podcasts and you hear good old young boy Bloomsy talking about good old arcade Matt. At this moment, you have been replaced with Japanese vending machines and dancing bacons. That's the YouTube channel you need to check out, because I love cooking shit, and I've been watching a bunch of that. Anyway, no, realistically, like, if I can just down a couple of things. Look, when talking, because that's the thing, people look back at finances, and, when talking about 2022, my finances absolutely sucked this year. Like, I'm up front with it. Did I put more on my credit card than I meant to? Sure. Do I have a bit of a wall that I'm going up against? Sure. But you know what? I am here. I am okay. My sweet, almost fiance or committed partner and I are doing great. We love each other. We have a house or an apartment that we adore. We got a new guinea pig, which if you have not seen Nutmeg on Twitter, you need to go look at Nutmeg. Nutmeg's adorable. I love that little fluff ball. But we have gradually built this new place, and the financial stuff will come. Did I do a bunch of side hustles this year? Hell yeah, I did. I was on MTurk. I became I was doing surveys on SurveyMonkey. I can admit that. I was doing vocational work here and there. I was doing part-time stuff on the side. Yeah, no, I can admit to all of that. Was it a struggle? Hell yeah. Is next year going to be a struggle? Probably. Oh my God. But at least next year, I'm going in with it with all the strengths that I've learned from 2022. And all the things that I've learned and done and, kind of mastered. Like, hey, my confidence is at an all-time high. Because I get to do podcasts, because I get to do stream, because I get to hang out with so many amazing people every week. Even though you guys aren't here with me, it feels as though every time I'm doing something like this, I have friends sitting right behind me, watching this big-ass screen, and making a bunch of fucking jokes. And that, my friends, is one of the biggest honors I can have. I have people that listen to this podcast that, don't even know who I am. They just know, PhantasmaPlumes. They've stumbled across it somehow, some way. And I've somehow become a part of their life. And that in itself is one of the biggest driving factors that 2022 has taught me. It is hard. Do I need to be a little more accountable? Sure. Do I need to, work on working? For sure. Did I gain negative habits? Absolutely. But I started going back to the gym. I made new friends. I had a great fucking time at, Anime Week in Atlanta. The first con I've gone to in years. I had an amazing anniversary experience with the Foxwife. I got to go to the Fox Theater with the Foxwife and get up to the Hilton Hotel. Like, ayo, that shit was popping. I don't care what she says. I will cherish that moment for the rest of my life. Because there I was able to take a vacation and have fun and not worry about work stuff. And only focus on her, and I have not been able to do that since I've started working professionally. And that, my friends, is proof as to why 2023 will be better. If I can do that shit in December 2022, just wait until December 2023. And just entirely up front, I will be real with y'all. This is going to be the hardest, quick ending ever, because I do have to get moving within the next few minutes. But I survived my mom. That was the hardest part of 2022, is finding out that my mom was dead. And the reason why I'm bringing it up now is because I got her phone today. And I went through her phone, and I lived her life for a couple of months leading up to that moment. Leading up to the point where my mom thought it would be the smartest decision to end her life. I can fully say I've gotten my closure. It hurts, and to some degree I'm angry about it. Because as I told y'all last podcast, and for people that didn't hear it, or people who are just joining in now, her suicide note, her unalive note, if I gotta be more technically correct, It was just a letter to the EMTs saying, thank you for everything you're about to do. Please don't let my cat die. Going through her phone, she sent out messages to certain people, that she really wanted to say, I care about you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for everything you've done. And I realized something. To those people, she was not, the abuser that she was to my sister and I. To them, she was just Gina. The friendliest, happiest person on Facebook, wherever, on the beaches, so on and so forth. I will say this, I did see some old man cock on her fucking phone, and that was the most disturbing thing. I saw her in lingerie, that was worse. And then I saw old man penis, and I'm just like, God, fuck. And it made me laugh. Because just being entirely realistic with y'all, I could be embittered. I could be angry. I could be, just torn up in a bunch of different ways about the way my mom decided to end things. And the way that she could have reached out and said what I needed to hear. Like, I'm sorry. She didn't. And in that, I've learned that even though, and again, it was a lot of suffering, but I've learned that I've become that much stronger as a person because here I am laughing about it. The case is closed. My mom is gone, and yes, that blows. That will never not hurt. But the reality of it is I have been more ready to move on than I was ready to admit. And here we are, going into 2023 with, honestly, one of the biggest fucking fuck you energies that I've ever had. And that's one of the blessings of life. You will go through, this is my big wrap up, but you will go through so much shit. We have gone through so much bullshit in 2022, from politics to society. God, there's been rampant theft across a bunch of different areas. We've fucking Elon Musk on Twitter. That's a whole fucking thing in itself. But all this other bullshit that has come to pass in 2022, when you look back at it, it's over. And you are still here. And you have come out stronger from that. So please, 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 I want you to take the same fuck you energy, I'm still here and I'm still standing, that I have right now, and I want you to apply it to yourself. And I want you to think about where you came from in 2022 and all your individual battles. Unfortunately, I don't know all of you as personally as I know Ramu, or as personally as I know Jello, or Aaron, for that matter. I know them relatively well. I don't know everything that goes on in their lives, only what they choose to tell me. But to everybody that hears this, to everybody that listens to this, I truly want you to know that even though I don't know you, I want you to be able to say with as much conviction in your heart as I have in my voice, that I'm praying I don't start coughing, but fuck it. You have survived another year. Be proud of that. Be fair. Give yourself a couple of slaps on the wrist when you've, done things that you weren't proud of. I, again, am annoyed of how much work I've done this year. But god damn it, I am ready to take on 2023 and see where it takes me. Because who knows? Maybe by the end of 2023, I'm in another country doing much more deeper work. I've found out through interviews and stuff that I'm worth a shit ton of money. And that me being here on stream, me doing podcast, I am continuing to build myself to the best future I can give myself and my loved ones. And you are doing the same. Be proud of that. Because if no one else is, if you can't be proud of yourself for that, if you're not ready to admit that yet, then fuck it, I'm proud of you. You've done amazingly. You've survived another year. Let's fucking go. Happy 2023, everyone. It's our year. Woo! Woo, Lord. That was... You know, when I channel into that energy, man, I go hard. As like snot is just like gradually falling out of my nose. I'm sorry for people that have seen that. But anyway, I gotta go ahead and end things off here, guys. Seriously, I cannot thank you all enough for being here with me. You know, if you're here live, if you're here listening to this, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I don't care how many times it takes you, like, a playing to get to the end. I greatly appreciate every single little bit of your time. And again, I cannot wish a better 2023 for you. I hope you go out and you do amazing fucking things. And I will probably carry the same energy going into next week's podcast when we talk about resolutions. But genuinely, I hope you rest up today. You go out with friends, you sleep. If you stayed up to midnight or past that, sleep. Get your sleep. It's good sleep. And then take on the first with as much energy as you can. Because this year is going to be fucking amazing. But remember, you can find me in the night skies across different platforms. You got PhantasmaPlumes on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Wisdom. You can listen to PlumesCast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and soon to be YouTube. And you can email the show directly by sending it to PlumesCast@gmail.com. That email again is PlumesCast, PLUMESCAST @gmail.com. And if you're on Spotify, you have the question and answer box below. But guys, seriously, thank you all so much for listening in. And as always, I'll talk to you again from the stars very soon. Until next time, everybody. Bye-bye.